Yes, folks, it's that time. Another episode of Rudy talks to you through, where are you guys? Through a shelf! Remember, when I talk right here, it's funny. But when I get inside close and personal, it's kind of creepy, but my voice sounds really dramatic. In a world where only one taco is left, and we must fight for time for a small Q&A of questions that I've been compiling over the last week about the market conditions and some hot topics. So we got some questions on Pokemon, Weiss Force of Will. We got the Rudy MetaZoo Christmas questions, unset with magic with stickers. We got serialized cards is the hot new thing of the future across the board. We're seeing serialized cards in Magic, serialized cards in Weiss Schwartz. We are seeing there's rumor now possible serialized ultra premium Pokemon stuff in 24 months. I'm very skeptical if that's a true rumor. I have a hard time believing Pokemon's gonna. I don't believe that, but I just want to at least discuss it. Of course, and then some weird questions that I believe is being swirled around about Rudy on, I guess, maybe like a Facebook or a Discord or a private message board about Rudy's sales and what percentage and this and that about Magic. And so we're going to address some silly shenanigans and bamboozling. Okay, so let's start with the most important thing. Yes, if you're not aware by now, the unset of Magic coming in a couple months, Wizards had developed, and again, they did the sneak preview, just like they did with box toppers a long time ago before Ultimate Masters, just like the sneak preview of serialized card and Secret Lair to kind of predict the future. There's been stickers in a Secret Lair where you peel off a layer of the card to reveal an undercoat layer or a full version or a different version of a card. Rudy, what are your thoughts on that? I absolutely love it. Absolutely. It's like the first time I bit into a taco and I was like, what is this amazingness swirling around in my face? Why? The number one reason I like peelable trading cards. Like if this Fallen Empires pack would peel from a High Tide to a Rainbow Veil. Reserve list. It's a one-time use. That's why I love it. It's unique. It creates a fun experience. What is that thing? Someone comment the questions below. It's this thing that we all as humans have this thing in our brain where, what is that? Where it's like when you get a new cell phone or a new computer component, you peel off the screen and it's like so satisfying. You guys know what I'm talking about? There's like this thing where, like, oh wow, there's a box of Pokemon Furious Fist. Is this still worth a lot, or did it tank back down to Rudy's bathroom? Like, why is that over here? And it's like, who stores that next to My Little Pony? There's a My Little Pony. I'm not sure who runs this place. Clearly, Ultra Prism. Okay, so I love the concept of a single-use type of card or component. It reminds me back in the day of like scratch-off cards, where they put like the silver. What is that silver stuff you'd scratch with like a coin, kind of like a scratch-off ticket? But I don't know what that's called. I think World of Warcraft did that for like redeemable codes online and stuff like that. Anyways, I am extraordinarily happy and excited about this collector booster box of an unset that has peelable cards or one-time use cards. One-time use means natural and accelerated progression of how many of them will not be used, and it creates more of that. It triggers that gambler's premium. You gotta itch it. You gotta scratch. You gotta peel it. I want to see, And in my opinion, what I would do, I know, Rudy, don't give him ideas. I would have a collector booster box in the unset, okay? In each pack of the 12 packs in the collector booster, I would have one peel card, okay? And within that peel card, you have a chance underneath is a serialized card. And the market would lose they would lose their marbles. Can you imagine if there was a peel card and it's like a basic land, and in every box of an unset, that peel card could be a shock land or a fetch land or something. And then there's like super rare, I don't know, signed alt art variant special extended art versions that were like numbered 1 of 10, 1 of 100, 1 of 50, 1 of 69, 1 of 96, 1 of 69. Can you imagine? Oh my god, could you imagine the chase of that? Woo! That'd be epic. So, conclusion, Question number 1, serialized Magic cards, all about it. Question number 2, Rudy unsetting these stickers. Is this the dumbest thing you ever heard? No. Money Machine Go Burr. Hype train moving forward, all about it. Well played, Wizards. Next, Rudy. I had 3 or 4 patrons send me this one. This was a weird one. I'm going to assume somebody on a Facebook group or a private something Magic vintage group or something maybe had a poll. And apparently people were asking me, because whenever I get so many people ask the same question, it obviously came from a post or a message board, usually private groups, so I don't have the ability to see it. But I can tell when I get multiple identical, bizarre questions. This question is, Rudy, if you don't mind me asking, you made comments about you spend a couple $1 million a month overall with distributors. Yes, that's correct. Number 2, you've made comments about, is it true that a percentage of your Magic sales with Wizards and Hasbro is like 10, 15, or 20%? No. I don't know who came up with that. In the past, I made a video talking about the amount of money I spend on Magic based on Hasbro's quarterly report in the Wizards or the Hasbro gaming category. I can confidently say I attribute to probably about 2 to 3% of the Hasbro gaming category. Now that category is shifting more with secret layers and direct sales, I would say it's probably down to 1% of the overall, in my opinion, that actually flows through me. As far as 10, 15, 20%, someone's bamboozling you. And, dude, 20%? Are you kidding me? Dude, that would be like 10, 20 million a month. And again, if I say I spend a couple million a month on collectibles with distributors, you do understand a couple $1 million is not all in Magic. Like, hello? Like, all the Pokemon? I'm like the largest buyer of Weiss in like the world, maybe? The country? You have Force of Will sets I love being a part of. You have Flesh and Blood and Metazoo, which I guess it technically doesn't flow direct through a distributor. But overall, just because I say I spend X amount, that's not Magic related. That's total related. So that's kind of being taken out of context. Okay, next thing. Who cares? Rudy. Something about Metazoo, your Christmas kit. I'm hearing rumors from the Metazoo Discord about delays in production of the Cryptid Nation 2nd edition. That is correct. I haven't sent out an official announcement to the patrons yet, but it does look like it's going to be delayed a couple weeks. And unfortunately, we're kind of rushing behind the scenes here, because if we're not able to get the Cryptid Nation 2nd edition released for the holidays, it's going to get moved to January, probably mid-January. Therefore, the Santa Creepy Rudy card that we custom made and paid for in the holiday playmats, which again, I don't know why people think that Rudy's just going to make $100 million. Like, you guys understand? Like, for that Rudy Metazoo card and playmat, like, that can cost me like $60,000 to $80,000 my cost. Like, I'm not sure where this stuff comes from with the public, where they think everything's just free, or that everyone just does it, or it's a Rudy promo, he just gets... No. Like, a Rudy promo, and like, upgrading to the rubber playmats finally with Metazoo. Mike promised me Metazoo Mike, so finally going to go up from the upgrade from the foam. But again, I don't know why people are saying like, Rudy spends like, it costs him $500 for all this stuff. I'm like, bro, this stuff can cost $50,000 to $100,000 for a Rudy card print run and a Rudy card playmat setup. Like, what is, like, anyway, it's just, I find it disappointing how disconnected you see this. I hate to say fake news. That's such a cliche term in our society, but you get this misinformation of people just, I'm like, dude, it cost me a fortune to buy some of this stuff and go through it and prove it and sign off. And it's not just a simple click of the mouse, folks. And I know most of you know that, but I wanted to address that because that goes on the backs of Rudy spends 20% of all Hasbro's money with Magic is through Rudy. Like, that's not even close. It's 1% to 2%. You're off by 99%. Or wait, you're off by 95%. So, anyways, so the Metazoo thing, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be moved to mid-January, so it's going to be delayed by like 3 weeks. Because of that, we have to rush, and the Rudy Christmas card and playmat that was paid for and set up and designed, I'm going to have to just suck it up and pay for it, and I'm going to have to sit on it for an entire year to the following Christmas and just store it and just write it off as a loss for a year until I get to put it into a product for the following Christmas. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Therefore, we have to rush and make a new Rudy card for January, non-holiday related, which I have to repay for something different. So it's complicated, but it's a lot behind the scenes, folks. Next thing. Oh yeah. Comment one more time, Rudy, about serialized cards in the Magic card boxes. Again, to make my position very clear about Wizards remember, the market as a whole, all these card games are going to serialized cards. I expect almost the entire industry to go to serialized cards. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but just understand, this is the direction we're going, and you either embrace it and evolve with it, or you're going to get left in the dust. So serialized cards are here to stay. It's going to be a huge part of the future in the next 5 years. If executed correctly, serial cards is not a bad thing if done correctly. If they make a staple card only available in a serialized card and you can't get it as a regular rare, you got a problem. If you make a serialized card of, let's say there's a new Khans of Tarkir, okay? And I know they're never going to put fetch lands back in standard because of the amount of equity and they cash it in premium products, but humor me. If there's a new Khans of Tarkir Part 2, Rudy Returns, R squared, Rudy Returns, I would like to see a fetch land in the rare slot. And then I'd like to see like one in every 60 to 100 boxes have a special frameless silver, like a cold foil silver etched, special artwork or signed by the artist and numbered like 1 of 20 or something, or 1 of 69 giggity. I would like to see that. So you can still get the fetch land in the regular rare slot, a couple per box, but don't impact the regular version so that people can still just open boxes, draft, play the game. Don't only make the fetch land in a serialized super chase. It needs to be executed properly. Okay, moving forward here. Next thing, Weiss and Force of Will. Rudy, I noticed a lot of the new Weiss sets ever since you've been talking about it. The number of stores, this is a fact, the number of stores across the United States have increased the ordering of Weiss, and a lot more stores on TCG Player are selling Weiss since you've talked about it. Opinion. This is correct. I've noticed in the last 6 months, the last 2 or 3 Weiss sets, ever since I've been talking and doing a lot more Weiss on the channel, I'm not saying it's directly correlated to me, but there's definitely some sort of influence. There has definitely been an increase in the number of stores, according to distributors nationwide and Bushy Road. The number of stores ordering sealed Weiss product has increased, which has printed or increased the print run of sealed Weiss since like 7 Deadly Sins, Sword Art, which by the way, Sword Art has serialized cards. Huge long-term fan of that product, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget that. Yes, so because additional stores have ordered it, more supply has hit the market. Therefore, Bushy Road has printed more of that product line. In the short term, we are seeing extreme weakness in the new Weiss products. I mean, 7 Deadly Sins, I think like Reincarnated Slime 2, Sword Art, Quintessential Quintuplets, maybe? Data Bullet? A lot of the new sets, the amount of supply is totally outpowered the demand, and prices are collapsing as stores panic, sell, and unload. In my personal opinion, no matter how much you love or you hate me, or you're my ex, or you're my great ex lost goldfish in my old fish tank as a kid, whoever you are, I do believe building entry points on the market. If you can go on TCG Player and they've got 5, 10, 15% cash back, and they're selling Weiss boxes for $59 shipped, which brings your cost basis to like $52 out the door, bro, like the market is so negative. Dude, I'm telling you, the stuff will flush out. Go back on this channel almost 6 months to a year ago. Everybody was bashing me on Mob Psycho's garbage. The Crimson movie box was garbage. JoJo's set was garbage. This guy's buying all the worst sets ever. Seriously, Google Alpha Investments Weiss. Look at message boards and private groups and maybe Reddit or the comment section. You will see all these people laughing at me. And now I am the largest holder of all of those products, and all of those boxes have gone from 60, 70 a box. They are up substantially. Most of them are up over 100% in like a year. It has been a substantial, massive price swing. I mean, way faster than I'd ever anticipated. So yes, For my Weiss friends out there, if you love it and you're passionate, you believe in the product, again, just like Wall Street, no matter what the stock or the market or the Optimus Prime variant of the carrot virus is coming for you, no matter how you feel and the news media thinks the world is ending, brush it out, stay the course, make your own decision. If you believe in the product, you stand by the product. Weiss, all about it. And these cheap prices, for a lot of you out there who missed out, this is your time, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, this time next year, you will not see a lot of these prices. Force of will, Rudy. Last topic here. I had one or two more things. We had more time, but I don't want to go too long in this video. The Force of will. Yes, the new Force of will set coming next week or something. Printing supply problems. Heads up. Instead of my normal pallet of like 500 boxes, I think I'm getting like 60. So if you're able to get the new Force of will set, and you can get it cheap or pre-order or lock it in somewhere from a reliable source, highly recommend doing that on this particular product. Supply issues, and Force of will is not exploding. It's not going to the moon, but the print runs are very tight. They're one and done, and there's still a very loyal following on market share on that. The market's just very slow and steady on that. A lot of the previous Force of will sets continue to increase in price. And actually, this is a crazy thing. I'll probably do another Force of will related video. It's been a while since I've done just a direct Force of will video, but in the last 2 years, we are at a point where almost 75%, 3 out of 4 of sealed product in the last 2 years, maybe even the last 3 years of Force of will, since it all collapsed back in 2017. The last 24, 36 months have been incredibly bullish and have had incredible price movements. I had a patron who bought, I think, 12 or 18 boxes of Force of will, like Magic Stone or something, at, I don't know, 70, 80 bucks a box from me. And he was like, dude, Rudy, have you seen the prices? Like, they're almost $200 a box. This other set went from 90 to 140. This other one went from 80 to 160. Tremendous price movement in Force of will. Be aware if you're not paying attention to that. If you're looking for diversification, very fascinating stuff. Last but not least, I'm going to touch on the Pokemon one more time. Then we're going to wrap it up here, everybody. Conclusion, Pokemon remains 100% bear market. Battle styles, Chilling Reign, evolving. Even the new fusion, very calm, very flat, lots of supply. Print run, money machine go burr. Printers have been increased. Pokemon has pumped out the product. It is completely nuking the scalpers and the flippers, and a lot of people have left the Pokemon flipping short-term market. I am very happy to see that. Very calm market movements. Very little price increases. I am extremely bullish now moving forward in the next 36 months of Pokemon, because the fact that all the people who are jumping in and out and trying to get that quick in-out giggity, they've left. Therefore, we're returning back to a more normal Pokemon environment, and I'm really happy to see that, and I think that is going to make a fantastic building block for the next 5 years for Pokemon. So, yeah, don't write it off as a loss, everybody. That's all I really have to say. Oh, yeah, last comment, reserve list cards, still the gold standard, and that's it. That was a lot of stuff to go over in this video, man. That was a lot of things. That's all I got. Have a good day, everybody. Another episode of Rudy Talks to You Through a Shelf comes to an end.